the Wannabeez.
This is it. Unload.
Enough of the fluff. Let's get down to brass tacks. What do we got for a first name?
Savage Compassion Van Hook.
He can't live up to it, and he's a fucking douchebag.
The world's gonna be tough, and you gotta be rough. I'm glad all I gotta do is just fucking.
No headboards against the wall. I don't want to hear no moaning and groaning, no monkey noises.
I heard the doctor crunch down on one of my favorite spots on my wife.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Stop it. You're fucking me all up here. You're gonna make me all fucked up.
Peanut
Stop
Gallery already chimes in.
Already
man.
fucking Peanut Gallery fucking things up already.
Gotta put my 2 cents in.
Okay.
This is all staying in.
Be quiet. Hello, and welcome to an all-new episode of The Wannabeez. I'm your host, Nick Gula, and with me in the beehive, as always, John Van Hook.
Hey, everybody.
And Justin Kyle.
Let's go!
Energy, all right.
I'm fucking amped.
Say, Gula,
What's going on,
Gula sounds
boy?
like he just had like a gravity bong up in space while devouring mushrooms
Hello.
and pelicaning all at the same time. Like he sounds like he's so deflated.
Yeah,
It's-
it's deflated, but also high as fuck.
It's a mellow Gula.
It's a mellow. Gula.
Yeah.
So what's going on,
Also
boys?
here in the wings, we got Peanut Gallery.
I'm here.
As promised, you guys know what this is. It's as hyped up week after week. You
Yeah.
guest asked
Almost
for it.
9
The
months in the
audience has
making.
asked for it. Yeah, Peanut Gallery won't shut up about it.
Yes, I'm so excited.
The pre-birth.
Pre-pregnancy pod.
Ladies and gentlemen, my wife Alyssa.
Yay!
Yellow.
Hey.
Mummy to be.
You guys might remember her from the Halloween ad.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That
that's
was
the
her
only
first
time I've been
appearance.
on.
Yeah. She did a little voice acting for
Oh,
the ad for the
Walter, or
Halloween
something like
episode.
that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you remember?
Yeah, of course.
We have a fan in the audience. All right. What's your name, sir?
Jason. What did I win?
All right. Well, here it is.
Fucking
This is the
wild.
time. You guys have had questions, and
What?
I've barely been able to answer them. Some of them
Yeah.
I've flat out refused. So this is it. Unload, guys. You have the floor.
Okay, let's set the stage. How far along are you?
I am 36 weeks today, which is technically I'm in my 9th month now. So
Okay.
the countdown
Oh, shit.
is happening.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Now I remember way back when we all met on the cruise. I remember. Like, John better get me fucking pregnant. I remember talking way back then.
Oh, was she planting this seed?
Why do you think I bought you the cruise tickets?
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh shit!
I've been plotting.
She's in the end game.
Exactly.
What she doesn't realize, but by buying you those tickets, she gave birth to this baby, Wannabeez.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like she's just doing it all over again.
She's like the Mother Mary.
Literally, like butterflies right here.
Oh shit! So how is it been? How are you doing? First of all, how are you? It's nice to see you.
It's lovely to talk to you guys again. Yeah, I'm exhausted, but
Yeah.
it is
She's
what it
nervous,
is.
if you can't tell. I don't know why.
Yeah.
She's extremely
Palms sweaty.
nervous.
Well,
Her knees are weak.
Arms heavy,
Mom spaghetti.
Exactly.
she's nervous because like the last time she saw me and Nick, we were mere mortals. We weren't the big stars that we are now. Okay? So it's like, I remember them when they were just little guys.
They were nobodies.
Yeah.
They were nobodies.
Now we're
Yeah, I'm
Wannabeez.
just starstruck right now. So
She's the only person who's not had to ask or really be asked to be on the Wannabeez. It was almost just like I was just like, so you're on tomorrow
doing
night,
this,
just letting you
right?
know.
Hey, by the way.
8 o'clock, we're live.
right.
So you're entering that 9th month. What's your mindset right now? Like,
Get it out of me.
where are you at?
Get it the freak out of me.
Yeah, I kind of just feel like I've got this just creature in me, and I'm like, I don't know this dude at all, but like I know him more than anybody else, and it's so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's chasing after the 6-year-old and then just being tired all the time. So falling asleep like a dad after Thanksgiving, like at all times on the couch, just like
She's just
hands
eating
crossed on my stomach.
tryptophan. Just constantly having
It's a lot of
tryptophan.
energy. You're growing like a little human inside you. That takes a lot, man.
Oh yeah.
It's like a full-blown flesh factory.
Oh yeah.
She's churning them out, man.
Yeah.
This would be what, your 3rd child, right? We got Louis, Wannabeez, and now the new one.
yeah. Not counting Daisy De La Hoya, the Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Behind us.
Okay, so like
She
4.
doesn't know she's adopted. But yeah.
We never told her.
Never told her, yeah.
I'll wait until her 18th birthday.
Give her the paperwork.
You can
all
find.
the bills.
Here's your birth parents.
Susan's here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Microchip information.
Speaking of children, I don't.
Uh-oh, my daughter's coming.
Lock the doors.
Oh,
Lock the
well, it's a
doors.
family affair.
No,
No, I already told her she can't come in.
not coming in. This is our thing. You feeling good about this, Alyssa?
I'm absolutely prepared for everything. I'm just kind of like, I can't have any more anxiety about it because it's just like whatever's going to happen.
happening.
Happen.
Yeah.
It's a little too late in the trip to get off the train. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Damn. So I guess like the biggest mystery right now that we're all kind of wondering is like, have you guys picked out a name?
I was just gonna ask the same thing.
That's kind of what we're all like.
Is this going to be a Wannabeez exclusive?
The world wants to know.
I was wondering when we were gonna are we gonna drag it out? Is this gonna be like
No, because honestly, like that's like the first thing I want to know. That's the first. I'm like,
Come on,
okay,
you've been
so what do
edging
we
us
name this
for months. You've been edging us for months, John. We just wanna.
Yeah, the
We
world
just
just
wanna
want to the
release.
first question.
It what, dude? That was the first thing that came to my mind. But I'm like, okay, let's kind of drag it out. Let's see, like, oh, how you been? Like, no, the first thing I want to know is like, what's the name? Like,
What are you
obviously.
naming it?
The world wants to know already.
Is it Zappa?
All right.
Is this Zappa?
It is not Zappa. I regret to inform everybody we had some good
Hold on.
submissions.
Yeah, what were some of the dumb names? And this is a question for Alyssa. This is for Alyssa.
Some of the
fucking
our dumb names,
Yeah,
or
some of the names that you just flat out said. John said, and you
What
flat
are the
out
rejected
said,
ones?
I'm all set with that, John.
I don't know how many times he was just like, come on, Zappa would be cool. Just Frank Zappa, just that first and middle name, Frank Zappa. And I'm like,
Frank. You can name it Franklin.
yeah, he tried to sneak Franklin by me to like, well, then we'll just call him Frank.
I did all the variations,
Oh my lord.
much like Frank Zappa
Oh, yeah.
and the gumbo variations. I did all the variations.
Yeah. He jokingly was like, what about Weasel? And I'm like, all right, bud.
That's awesome.
He's like, it's like Dweezil, but you know. I'm like, no, we're gonna maybe something he's not gonna get bullied for. That's kind of like what I'm going for here.
John's out here just trying to have his son mocked throughout his adolescence, and Alyssa's trying to protect the child from ridicule.
Come on, Weasel. Fucking John.
I'm like, well, it'll be fine when he's a baby. I just
You
can't
wi-
imagine like
little
talking to an
weasel.
adult man
You
whose
little
name
weasel.
is Dweezil.
You little Weasel.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough. I mean, but you know what could be like, you know that song like Boy Named Sue? That song about like being, you know, maybe like that'll give him like thick skin. The world's going to be tough and you got to be rough. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I love A Boy Named Sue. And I actually think one of us definitely floated that as a joke in the midst, because I mean, I know you're not there yet, and Gula and Sam, I'm sure you've had a fair share of between animals and humans and whatnot of going through all the lists of names of like, should we name his or her that, this and that, this and that, yada yada. So there comes a point where you're just reading off a list and you're just
No, I already
saying
knew
names
off.
out loud.
As soon as I knew what they were, I already had names picked out. My cousin named my oldest
Really?
Nicholas. Yeah, because my oldest, well, Nicholas, little Nick, he was born right before Christmas, so my cousin said Saint Nicholas, so I said, okay, we'll name him Nicholas.
I guess
Nailed
that works.
it.
Yeah.
And Dylan
Yeah.
is named Dylan because I liked 90210.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
And my daughter was
All
named
right.
after my aunt who passed away when I was a kid, Susan Marie.
Mm.
So I named her Susan Marie. So
But yeah, all of those seem so written in stone.
they were. They
The
were.
90210 is fucking crazy though.
No, it's great.
She used to live next to
Well,
her.
I lived
Actually,
in
you know what's really
California.
funny? My sister Zoe, her middle name is Taylor, and my mom named her after Taylor Swift. But this was when like Taylor Swift was like just like a little fucking country singer, like like when she was first starting out, not like the monster Taylor Swift now. You know
yeah,
what I
like
mean?
when her acoustic guitar looked like a cello in her arms.
Right, exactly. You're exactly because my mom was big into like that country bullshit. Like back when like we were growing up, the CMA awards, the Country Music Awards, that was like our Super Bowl growing up. My mom, that was her night to like make all the fucking good food and like we're staying up late. You know what I mean?
It's a
that
school
I was
night.
really young.
It's a
Yeah,
school night,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I gotta go to bed. I got a big test. No,
She's
you're
like, we're watching Toby Keith. God damn it!
You're gonna goddamn watch it with me.
With live
I made all
performance
this
from the
chili
Chicks.
for nothing.
But now my sister's like, that's so weird that you named me after Taylor Swift.
I love that.
That would haunt me. Like that would go with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Especially like now she's 13 and this is like the peak of the Taylor Swift nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's everywhere.
The majority
So-
of the people I've ever met didn't really know who Frank Zappa was. So if I was to like name him Frank Zappa or just Zappa, it would be strange. But no, it's not like it's not like it's like Bruce Willis Van Hook.
Right,
People like
right.
your name's what?
Yeah.
right. No, you're totally. And like Zappa would kind of be like he would kind of. I don't think he would even get bullied for that. He might even grow up.
I
Just
don't
be
know.
like a cool kid, like maybe I don't even think even necessarily like a band kid, but like an artsy kind of cool kid.
Well, yeah, I think it's got like
You
a
know what I
level
mean?
of, as the kids say, aura.
quirk.
You know, I think it's
got
got a
aura.
level of aura to it. Like there's something about like
Yeah.
a graduation ceremony, and you
Zappa.
just hear like James Peterson and Susie Glasgow, and then Dweezil Van Hook or Zappa Van Hook, and it's just like the aura of that guy. He probably has long hair, of course. I
Oh,
mean,
definitely.
he's like it's flowing as he
He's got 6
confidently
girlfriends.
brisks across the stage.
Yeah, dude. He's basically Conan.
Yeah,
He's basically
yeah,
Conan with long
in
hair.
I already see him as Arnold Schwarzenegger in the face, so that
I could see
that
it.
adds up.
Yeah, man.
He grabs the diploma with one hand, and then the arm he's got like a naked broad like leaning up on him. It
Is
makes
any of
He's
this changing your
badass.
mind?
No, it's
Changing your
making me
mind about that?
really
about-
feel confident in my choices.
He's
all
badass.
that. He's just-
I'm kind of a John on this one.
Because there's this
That would
scenario.
be kind of fucking cool.
There's
I'm
this
not gonna
scenario
lie.
of him
It's
doing
not
that,
too late.
But then there's also the like he can't live up to it, and he's a fucking douchebag.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah, there's
he's
that,
gonna be
there's
my
that.
son.
That's true. Let's look at the reality of the facts here.
Either he'll be ridiculed for it, and he'll just kind of be a douche about it, or he will be like a douche in a different way, where he's got a naked broad on his arm. And,
Yeah.
like,
For a long time, actually, we've joked about the fact of like our first son is he's autistic, so he's gonna live his own sort of life. But say our next kid isn't autistic, our luck, he's going to turn out to be like a jock or something, like when love football and shit.
I don't know
And
nothing
we're
about
not, we're not going to know what to do with that. We didn't grow up in that world.
No.
He's going to be like crying because his parents won't let him watch the Super Bowl.
And I'm like,
No, I'm like, Frank Zappa, look at this.
yeah.
200 motels. It's got Ringo Starr in it. It's from 1980.
Dad, what are you, crazy?
How would that make you feel though if he like grew up and he resented the Zappa thing? Would you be like, oh?
He could always change his
that
name.
thought alone is why I didn't go with it, to be completely honest. I mean, that's just...
Yeah.
I weighed my own selfish wants against what you just proposed, and I had to give it to the kid, unfortunately.
Damn.
I left it up to his own fate, and not the fate that I chose for him.
So he's a nameless baby.
No, we do have a name, and I am ready to reveal it.
Right.
Did anybody put in some names?
No, I don't think we got any suggestions. Nobody wrote into me.
Oh,
for
we did.
suggestions.
I saw in the comments. We got a few. I saw.
Oh, really?
I saw Savage Compassion Van Hook.
Yeah,
that was a good
that
one.
was a good one.
I like that one. I would have gone with
That's
I vote for
awesome.
that one. I vote for
That's
that one.
amazing.
I like that.
I think somebody said just do Buzz or Buzz. I think Buzz isn't like just one Buzz isn't bad because it's like
Yeah.
Buzz Aldrin or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
The Buzz is pretty cool. Though.
Yeah, but Buzz.
You didn't
it's
want to
like,
name him Buzz motherfucker?
Buzz Van Hook.
or just like MF, maybe like just like
Ooh.
never tell anybody. But it's obvious. It's obvious what the
Yeah.
MF stands for. But
Buzz
like,
MF Van
on
Hook.
his birth certificate, I write MF.
No.
I love it.
The peanut gallery
amazing.
says no. Move on.
Yeah. No.
Maybe I'm changing my
Savage
mind
Compassion.
Yes.
Gotta vote.
Yes.
It's got a ring.
Wait,
to it.
how would you feel about that, Alyssa? Do you think you could angrily say that? Like, give it a shot. Like, when you're fucking pissed off.
now. Yeah, you gotta do the mom, like, Savage Compassion.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
Compassion, get your little ass over here, you little sucker.
Yeah.
I
Motherfucker!
It's just a
You
little.
did this to me.
Savage Compassion, I'm gonna snuff that little ass, you little fucker.
Oh, man.
My dad, he got when I was growing up, we got a dog, and it was of the pit bull breed. And this one we didn't
Right.
have for very long, but he really, really, really wanted to name it Killer. And I think he got that from Half Baked. If you've ever seen that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
they get the Rottweiler, and he's like, Killer, kill, Killer, kill. So, but then my mom wouldn't let him because then, like, you run out the house. Like, say that dog is attacking someone, you run out the house, and then you're just yelling like, Killer, Killer. You're almost commanding. You're not trying to get the dog to stop. You're insisting what you want it to follow through with.
Not only that, you're screaming off the top of your lungs outside, killer. Somebody's gonna be like, somebody thinks there's a killer coming. Thing and they're calling the cops on you, guy, every single
Have
day.
you seen Killer? And it's just like, I'm missing my Killer.
I hardly know her.
So, what did we have any other suggestions from listeners?
Not that I remember. Those were the
Yeah,
standouts.
the Buzz one's pretty. Oh, I heard Gula. Gula was another one.
Yeah.
Gula was
Yeah.
one that I floated a couple times, at least as a middle name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on it, but that would be so super weird, guy. Super weird.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
It was only semi-serious, I promise.
Yeah.
I would love it. Ah, shit. All right. So enough of the fluff. Let's get down to brass tacks. What do we got for a first name? What are we thinking?
Okay, so originally I just liked a nickname, and then John was like, we have to give him like a full name, because I wanted to just because John's name is just John. It's not Jonathan. It's just John. And I was like, fuck it, let's just keep it short. And he's like, well, I can't pick a middle name with just that nickname. So originally I was like, let's just do Max because I like that name. It's just kind of like he can be a dork, he could be a jock. It's a standard name.
Yeah.
And then we went through all the different versions of Max, like Maxwell, Maximus, Maximilian, and we only liked Maxwell out of all of them. So officially his name right now. Maxwell.
Aww.
Plus, I love
Nice.
the nanny, and that's
I'm naming my kid after a redneck. Yeah.
That is funny. Amazing.
I have a Maxwell fucking patch on my vest. That's hilarious.
Awesome.
hell
You
yeah.
hear that?
Subliminal messaging there.
Wow.
No, but yeah, we both really liked Max, and
That's
Louis.
a great name.
Yeah.
Louis's name is just Louis. I'm just John,
Yeah.
and I thought let's do something a little different. We were just gonna go with just Max, and I thought why not? Why not have some just? It's fun, just adding a little bit more context to the guy. I'm adding layers to him. I feel like so. Maxwell, it has a good ring to it, and like she brought up before, like I just Max blank. I think it's just because it's one syllable, Max blank Van Hook was real. It was a tall order. And even Max Zappa Van Hook just wasn't doing it for me, unfortunately. So I was just like, what a fucking conundrum. So
I've ran out of all the names I could think of.
Just Frank or Zappa.
Yeah. I did kind of like the ring of Max Frank, like Max Frank Van Hook, but it didn't go over well.
Yeah.
So ultimately, here's how it went. So I think I previously explained this in another pod, but just to break it down real quick, I basically named Louis. We went through all these names, and then I picked Louis, and she was just like, all right, that seems good. You feel really good about it. We're just going to go with that. So that's what we went with. So, and then she kind of heavily influenced, I guess I ended up picking, as she says in the end, but she heavily influenced the last name. But I wanted to try to help her out with that. So we named her after her grandpa, or named him after her grandpa. So Lou's middle name is Steven. And so she named one, I named the other. We tried to do it the reverse way this time. So since she had picked Max, I agreed with it. The middle name was all me. And I was taking this, and I went and I took a whole 2 months of just thinking to myself, not really getting back to her at all. Every now and then floating a ridiculous name just to keep her on her toes, but then really I was never really giving her my actual submissions.
Like ZP was what we were really going for. Or no, it was FZ. You're like,
FZ,
come on, just FZ. We'll just do that instead. It'll be cool. But
like Epstein?
Yeah, I'm like, all right. What about a name,
That's
though?
awesome.
And so finally, I came around, and it hit me like a rock. And I was like, wow, I think we had floated it a couple times, but with any kind of puzzle, you put pieces together and they don't fit, and then suddenly they do fit, and then you just have that in your brain. You're like, yes. So I just thought Maxwell Parker Van Hooks has a really, really, really nice ring to it. So that is what we ended up with.
Aww.
So we went with Maxwell Parker, of course, after the late J.A. Parker.
You're gonna make me cry. Don't do that.
Well, and
That's
it's no
amazing.
savage compassion, of course, but it's quite literally the least I could do to do some sort of dedication, besides hours of talking on a podcast, to do some sort of dedication to this guy that made such an impact in my life.
Maxwell Parker Van Hook. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Coming summer 2025.
He sounds like he's gonna be like a rapper.
Next week.
Maxwell Parker.
Yeah.
MP.
Yeah. Look out, Nick Milliot.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Parker was a beacon of positivity. Like I never knew Parker outside of Wannabeez. You know, I knew he was like really close to Nick and his family and stuff, and then you guys did like the video gaming and all that. But I never really knew him outside from what you guys had said, and then the few interactions I had with him on Instagram. But man, he was just so fucking cool. He was just so cool and nice and positive.
He was something
and just
else.
like, yeah, man, he was
one in a million.
He was just savage with his compassion. You know, he was just like, it was crazy.
Be careful, you're gonna be like me. You're gonna start ranting about him for so long.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good.
That's really sweet, man.
It's awesome. I'm always down to talk about Jeff. You know me.
And you guys got like the Jeff tattoo, so like when the kid's growing up and he's like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
You could be like, "Oh, well, actually, that's like Parker. That's like where your name comes from." And like,
he is very active. He is. I mean, Louis kick.
he's running.
We got videos of Louis kicking and moving, but this guy is much like Parker. He's something else, you know. Like he's doing backflips.
It's like the Tasmanian devil.
For real.
Yeah, he's doing. It's something like it would comfortably placed in an Alien movie, in any of the Alien. It's like
It's Rosemary's Baby.
yeah,
It's all
yes.
just like, just arms and stuff coming out, like fingers, like just like.
Yeah. It's some sci-fi shit for sure.
He's throwing up blood.
He's doing the ant
Yes.
salute.
I was just gonna say that.
It's like
When
That's
are
funny
you due?
shit.
When are you due?
I'm technically due on the 30th of May, but
I was waiting for someone to ask this.
yeah, we're talking we're doing he is an absolute unit. This kid is 8.5 pounds already, and I have like 4 weeks till my due date. So they're
Holy
like,
shit.
they're not gonna let me go past this first
Maybe
time.
he is gonna be like
He's
Arnold.
gonna be fucking huge. So they're talking C-section like between the 23rd and the 29th. So he will be here before his due date, which just a countdown.
Damn.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Huge.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big boy. That's a big boy right there.
Yeah.
With Louis, she gave birth to him naturally. And
Yeah.
so with this time, with his size compared to her size, she's a very small woman. I mean, most people in the Wannabeez listenership have zero scope of Alyssa, but anybody on the boat might have seen her next to me if you might have remembered running into me at all.
Yeah.
So you know that she's very small.
5 foot nothing.
So the doctors have recommended we need to go in and take this guy out.
Take him.
We're gonna put all your organs on a table.
Uh-huh.
Throw them all around. Scramble them all up. They're gonna be all over the place, and then just shove them back in.
Yeah, just dump them back in and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a new experience because, I mean, we had probably one of the most traditional, like, birth stories with Louis. Like, I mean, besides the fact that we spent a long time in the hospital, you had it took a long time
labor,
for you.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, I mean, like, you went into labor, your water broke. I mean, they broke your water.
I was gonna say I was induced, but other than that, yeah, because he was late.
Yeah, I just mean there wasn't like any crazy complications.
No.
You gave birth to him. I was there to help. I was by your side.
Yeah.
I cut the cord. That was neat. I watched a doctor perform an episiotomy on you. And if anybody, Sam winced. I love that.
I don't even know what that is.
So an episiotomy is like, so basically Louis' head was very large coming out, and her canal
Was little.
It's little, and it's obviously much, much smaller at the opening. So allow access for
Snip.
Louis to come out, the
It
doctor
was
will
no
take
snit. It was a
yeah,
slice.
they will take scissors and cut downward at the
Uh-huh.
bottom of the opening,
Okay.
just going south to allow more access for the baby to come out safely. So that's what they did. And when I tell you I heard I heard like the crunch. Have you ever cut chicken breast with like scissors? Yeah, so it was just like
Yep.
that. It was just like that crunching of going through the
Man,
layers of
that like
muscle.
that like
The-
meat.
Yeah, just like I
Oh
I
man,
heard the
dude.
doctor crunch down on on one of my favorite spots on my wife. With scissors.
John's sitting there going, hey, Doc, you're going to fix that, right? Hey, Doc, you're going to fix that, right? After all this, you're going to, tighten that up, not have two buttholes,
Yeah.
So, and then
Fix that right. It's crazy.
and then the cutting the cord, the umbilical cord was a very, very similar sensation. It was very much like cutting, like, and that was me.
Yeah.
That wasn't just listening. That was me hand on instrument, putting grip down, cutting through. It was very much like snapping through like a sausage link or something.
Meaty.
Very meaty. Yeah, everything about this is so visceral and meaty.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody who is just like, hey, do I want to? Just
Yeah.
listen. This is what you got to
Free
look
birth
forward
control
to.
right now.
Yes, right? You may
So-
want to think
Yeah.
twice.
And now you know,
Now
kids.
you know.
You might want to wrap that
There is a
shit.
chance.
This is a Wannabeez fact sheet on pregnancy.
Wrap that motherfucker.
So with it being a cesarean, we're gonna miss a lot of that.
No, if you're in the room with her, they'll still let you cut
Sure,
the
but I
cord.
mean, I'm talking about like the steps of like I'm not really gonna be that much involved. I'm sure I'll cut the cord, but just like I was holding her leg up, like the stirrups weren't really getting the job
Yeah.
done, so I had to like help the nurse
Yeah, you'll be next to
pin
her
her
head.
back and stuff like that. So yeah.
You
I'll-
stroke
Yeah,
my
it's
hair.
totally different. Yeah, yeah.
She'll be like a head in a jar.
I know.
like
I
Futurama.
had all three mine natural, but the first one, little Nicky, was totally on. I was on drugs with him. The other two was 100% natural. So
Which one was the one you shit yourself?
I didn't shit myself.
You thought you shit yourself.
There should be all of them, honestly. That's a very regular thing.
I shit myself with Louis.
Yeah.
Well, with Susan, with Susan, when I was pushing, I did poop. With Dylan, I
Yeah.
peed, and Nikki, I had 2 epidurals, so I couldn't feel anything.
Yeah.
They tried having me walk, and I wasn't walking. I was like, yeah, I ain't walking to the wheelchair. That ain't
Yeah, no.
happening. So, no. Mm-mm. I can't feel my legs. What are you doing?
Yeah, carry me to the wheelchair.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. But the other 2, I had no epidurals. It was 100% natural.
I'm glad all I gotta do is just fucking. And then that
Just a little
fucking done.
two pump,
He's gonna.
you know?
He's gonna.
Woo. It's awesome, dude.
Did you guys see that fucking race of the sperm?
Oh God, that was so stupid.
They-
What? Oh yeah,
They had
yeah.
they had an actual race in Las Vegas,
I
I think
didn't
it
see
was, of like people's like dudes' sperm, and it was
Yeah.
called the sperm race, guy.
I heard about this.
I thought
yeah,
it was
you see,
a
like,
joke.
who the fastest swimmer is or whatever.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
Between two
joke.
it's not a joke, guy.
I
It's
remember
actually
it
it's
funny.
legit, man. They
It's
have like
real.
fucking
They take your load, guy, and they compare it to another racer,
Yes.
and they just
Yeah.
see what
They got 'em in
swimmers the
tubes,
Are
fastest.
these
guy, like
just
these, like,
regular
racing
people, or are
course
these
guy.
specific people? Or like, do they compete in this in some way, or are these just random people in Vegas?
That's a good.
Because like I
fucking-
want to
Yeah,
know,
the
like,
guys
is
are
this
standing right there.
are we getting Michael Phelps seed?
I'm looking it
Because
up.
you know he's a swimmer, and he's
No, it's
fast.
just random guys.
It's just random dudes. This is Doug from Santa Vista,
right.
California.
But it's,
He likes long walks.
random dudes is
And,
all fine and well, but I want to know, like, is Michael Phelps' nut possibly faster on a microscopic level than, say, Usain Bolt's nut?
Right.
Who's swimming fast?
So those two
We got
guys
a
go
runner
head to
versus
head.
the swimmer.
You want a pay-per-view?
Yeah, pay per
You want a
view.
pay-per-view of?
Yeah,
You want a pay-per-view
hosted by
of
Joe Rogan.
Usain Bolt, and they go head to
Didn't
head.
it doesn't say anything about like the fucking. It doesn't say anything about who's doing it. I'm sorry, I'm reading like a thing. It's just.
Yeah, I saw.
I really. There's a quote there.
I
There's a
was
quote.
on
I really think
Instagram
that
this
this could
morning.
be an
I
Olympic
saw the
sport.
video on Instagram. I watched the video. I
Fucking
literally watched the video this morning on Instagram,
That is wild.
and I showed
It
it.
won't let me read the whole article, but like, yeah, it literally just seems like it's just fucking random.
Well, that
ass
would make
people.
sense.
Yeah.
It was like almost like a tournament of sorts, where just like you
Yeah.
keep like who the next contender to show up and make the like hit the record for the fastest, and then if somebody beats that, then they're the next like on the leaderboard. That would be interesting to follow.
The Postmaster General is in the
Yeah.
lead.
Will the race ever
The
finish?
local janitor, he's lagging behind on that. They
That's
list them
wild.
only by job title.
The audience seems desperate for a climax.
Oh yeah, dude. Do they do like the pre-show, like NASCAR? You're seeing them like get all the cars out, and like you're like seeing the team get ready. You're just seeing like this dude just fucking
Up in the jerkin.
jerking it off into a tube. Holy shit, dude! You seeing them at like those locker room talks
Gentlemen.
right before the big event. Dude.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Be like a whole
What a
like
joke,
like a whole like division of like how far you could fucking, like how long is your fucking rope before it breaks, before it hits the fucking, how far can you get it?
Yeah, so that before the start of the race, you got to like
Right.
it's as far as you get to your
Right.
shot gets to go. That's how far
then
you.
they take
that's
that
the
sample
handicap.
and
The
then you-
handicap, you get in the race, guy.
Yep.
You get a little lead.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
can't nut far enough, guy, you're screwed.
I wonder how the hog specimen stands up against the human specimen, because I'm gonna bring in a dark horse. I'm gonna bring in
shit.
some of Stephanie's samples, cousin Stephanie. I'm gonna bring in some of her samples, and then I'm gonna fucking blow everybody out of the water.
It'll be obvious when you show up with like a jug and everybody else has like a little cup, guy. And it's like it's kind of a weird yellow color.
John
I'm ready
shows
to
up with a
fucking compete,
cryo
guy.
fucking container, guy. He's taking it out of things like that. Fucking like the Rock. They come out and then fucking he takes them off and shit like that and puts them down and shit like that.
God damn. Fuck. And we get all the fun. They get all the fucking pain and misery of like giving birth and being
Yeah.
pregnant for
So,
9
like I
months
said,
and,
us
like,
queen bees deserve our bees.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So, make us our bees.
Okay, right before we were recording, the Peanut
Because
Gallery.
we
was
are the
berating
queen
me.
bees. Me, Alyssa, and Harley. We are the queen bees. So, we deserve our bees. So,
Chop,
yes. And
Justin, chop.
And Walt does deserve his bee.
Yeah, that was another thing she's
that was the other
berating
thing,
him
too.
on.
Get on it.
Yeah.
Get
Tell
on
John
it.
about this.
So I'm sitting here. We're sitting here, and then because she's been yelling. Well, Justin got it easy.
I wasn't yelling.
She's been.
I've been on you.
She's been on me.
As a wife should be.
As a wife should be. But she's like,
He's playing it very
like,
political.
why didn't you? Brian, for days she's been going, Brian got a B. Why didn't Walt get a B? I'm like,
Walt
because
won before Bry, and I like the guy.
He had the Baron bee.
I like
He did
Walt.
the Baron bee.
That's
I
what
like
I
Walt.
said.
I like Bry. I like the guys. I like them. Okay, it's only fair that Walt gets a B because he was on
Peanut
first.
Gallery might be a bigger ant than any of us.
Period.
I know.
she's
I know, because at this
she-
point, I'm like, No, fuck that. He's not getting the fucking B. Fuck
She's
that.
she's forced to listen to Tell Him Steve Dave, and now she's the biggest fan guy.
You act like drawing these bees is like you gotta like draw a pentagram on your living room floor and put candles all around it and start reading out of the
Like some of them,
Necronomicon.
I kind of do.
You do. You have to put your soul, your heart and your soul into this thing, guy. This is a big.
You can't just shit it out, guy.
Yeah, it wouldn't be special if it wouldn't be Wannabeez special if it
just ask the Pointless Distraction Pod. Ask them how fucking long it's taken me to do their cover art for them. Still hasn't happened.
Oh man, your episode just came out and you still haven't done it?
No, I feel so bad, so I'm gonna get it done. They're gonna get a cool logo at some point. I just don't know when. But yeah.
And I said Walt.
Nick is
Walt's aunt. I said Walt's B. Make sure his eyes are closed because when he takes pictures and he smiles, his eyes are closed. So,
Yeah, he does do that. He's like Earl.
I was just gonna say that.
You ever feel like my name is Earl? Yeah. Every time he takes a picture, he coincidentally is blinking.
Anyways, by this time, I'm sitting there and I'm going, like, Justin, you're just gonna have to do it. Like, you're not gonna win this argument. You're not winning this argument. It's not happening. Sorry.
I love the idea.
I'm gonna get the B done. I'm gonna do it for you, Gula.
I love the idea of.
I need you to do this for my sanity here.
Nick's wife's will.
Oh fuck!
Please, Justin, save me. Save me. Just draw the fucking B already.
It's kind of like my own little fucked up voodoo doll.
Yeah.
Like if I don't do it, he's just gonna be more miserable. Which is like, fuck. That would be awesome. You know what I mean?
But you also got to remember, Justin, we vacation together.
That's true. Oh shit, that's true. That's true.
So guess what? We got the curator thing coming up, so you get
See you in June.
She's
right?
like, I'm gonna get it done. I promise I'll get it done.
Get it done before then. I will hunt you down. She's like Taken, the guy from Taken.
Yeah.
I will find you, and I will find those bees.
I have a special skill.
Oh my god.
You can't hide from me, Justin.
The peanut gallery always rises.
You do know where you live.
You can't hide from me.
Can we talk about?
I have been to your apartment.
Talk about the
I
evolution
have been
of
to your
Peanut
apartment,
Gallery
Justin.
here, and how comfortable she's come on the mic. We might as well get her one at this point.
Yeah. Might as well. She's part of the show at this point, Nick.
Well, it's like I'm not on a podcast. I'm talking to friends, family. Like,
yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
you know.
And then we broadcast
like
it to the
other
80s
people.
of people that listen.
Yeah.
And 20
Oh, so
people
this
that
is-
we 20 people that we broadcast it to.
Yeah. So this is the thing I wanted to bring up. Speaking of which.
Now we just got to
So
get
the other day-
we just got to get Harley on
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
when she's more comfortable.
So speaking of the numbers, so the Q West episode just dropped. May have been our biggest episode, right? Like compared to like when
It's
the Walt
been our
episode
biggest of
dropped.
late.
Or,
It's
like,
been
I
a
feel like,
fucking whopper. We haven't seen numbers like this in a while.
No. So my question was, how much of it is Russian spies or Chinese bots?
I've been secretly paying $10 for them to listen every single episode. Nah, I'm just kidding.
What is
That
the
would be
fucking
amazing.
Russian government called? Like the Kremlin or something?
Yeah.
How much of this is Kremlin spies?
Like when you told me the number the other day, I was like, "There's no fucking way!" Like, no way.
I think that's
I
purely.
don't
I
know,
think you're
it's
just.
crazy.
I think you're just insecure a little bit, maybe. It's
Maybe.
easy to believe, yeah, that it's Russian bots or something like that. But what makes me think that it's not is if it were bots, I feel like it would be a ridiculously higher number. It would be like at least in the
Yeah,
like
that's true. It'd be like
4,000
thousands.
to 10,000 range would
Yeah,
be
you're right.
like, oh
That's
my,
true.
yeah, these are definitely like someone is at a streaming farm just playing hit and play on the Wannabees.
It would be really, yeah. You know what? You're probably right. It would be super obvious because it's not like it's like amazing numbers. Like we gotta call somebody call Blue Chew. You know what I mean? Like it's oh my god, we've made it. I want a Spotify deal. It's not like anything like that, but it's just it is like a fucking whoa. It's a nice little bump. And I like for the whole day, I was in complete denial. I was just like,
I know you told John, like
it's
when
gotta be
Johnson
some.
asked, you said like, I was like 40 or so. I was like, come on, man, at least lie to him. What the fuck? Even if you aren't sure.
That's funny.
I have no idea.
It's at least a couple hundred.
Well, that's what you say, Justin. You say, I have no idea. I don't look at the numbers.
Like, yeah, like
Yeah,
10 or
you just be like,
something. I
oh,
don't
you
know.
pay
Yeah.
attention to that?
10
That's so
people.
silly.
I'm not worried about numbers.
I see. I don't get the Apple numbers, and the Spotify numbers are always super low. So, and that's the only thing I see. So, like, oh, we only got like like 40 people listening to us.
It's usually
I think. I don't know.
So here's a little behind the curtain for the listeners. I click on it multiple times a day throughout the week every time we release an episode. And our general, so I'll wake up about 8 o'clock on Monday morning, maybe 9 o'clock. I'll click on it. Generally, I'll see 16 to 14 listens already. And that makes me feel crazy good. Just 16 to 14, because that tells me like this has only been out since 4 a.m. and somebody already felt the need to come, like one person already felt the need to come up and be like, I gotta get to the new Wannabeez. It just dropped. Let's fucking go. So that's crazy enough as it is. But then as you go throughout the week, I'm seeing like the end of the first day is usually around 20 to 30. And then by Wednesday, it's up to 40. And then by Friday, it's up to 60. Sometimes it plateaus. And then you have this other interesting thing where every time we release an episode, I look back at the list, and the list is also gaining numbers. So like when we release an episode, the episode that came before was at like 48. Now that somebody saw a new episode came out, they're like, oh, fuck. Now it's up at 60 something, because like a bunch of people were like, I gotta catch up, which is another like really cool because it's like somebody thinks that my voice is enough to be like, I gotta fucking shove this shit in my schedule. I fucked up.
You know what's fucking wild? I actually got a message from Curator saying that he only has ever listened to TSD. He's never subscribed to any other non-TSD thing. And he heard the Q West episode and he loved it. And so he subscribed and he's been going back through the catalog.
Oh, man.
And like this is like the I mean, it's a small catalog.
Yeah, compared to what
he's like, yeah, this is like the first like non-TSD thing that is actually giving a shit about. So that fucking shout out Curator.
Yeah, that means a lot, especially because I remember when I asked him I think it was either on his episode before or after, but I asked him, I was like, do you think that the Four Color Semen Pod has a place in the TESD omnibus, like, because it has Chuck on it and like it's all about TESD, like, does it have a place? And he goes, I don't know, maybe. And now we've had Bry on, we've had Walt on. How can you not place that in the omnibus? I mean, it's technically it's everything included. It's appearances about the pod prior.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I could see him putting the Brian stuff in there in the Walt.
I think we should get a hold of change.org and get something going towards Curator.
Make Wannabeez part of the law.
Yeah. That's the www.potoftheloreforward/change.org/buzzbuzz.
He wants to come back on. He wants to do another Wannabeez. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, we'll get the Curator on again at some point.
That would be really cool.
He's in, dude. He's in, which makes me feel great. If somebody who's dedicated all of their listening time to tell him Steve Dave is just like, yeah, I'll give you guys a little bit. of my listening time.
Well,
That's
Gula's
pretty
got to
fucking dope.
redeem himself in some sort of game, in some
Yeah.
fashion. Like we got to bring another thing that Gula can can try to possibly whoop our ass in.
No, I'm gonna be the one that loses all the time
Oh, don't be like that, Gula.
because I'm a loser.
I'm a
Nah.
loser.
How about a
I'm
B
just a
fact?
big
How about a
Oh,
B fact?
shit.
Boston stupid idiot.
Pregnancy B fact.
What? Nothing. Go ahead with your B fat, Gula. I'm sorry. I'm just joking.
Queens can lay between 2,000 and 3,000 eggs per day. In their prime, queens lay an egg every 43 seconds.
Fuck.
Whoa. Be shooting them out like fucking. Bop, 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 bop.
I wonder
Damn.
what the comparison between giving birth and laying eggs is sensatory wise. Like chickens, I don't really know at the rate what chickens lay eggs. Is it
One a day.
daily?
Yeah.
Okay, so chickens are daily laying eggs. Is that the worst part of their day?
First thing in the morning.
It might just be taking a shit to them.
It's all the same hole for a chicken.
Well,
That's true.
I would say the worst part of their day is probably getting the head chopped off and getting cooked for dinner.
Yeah, face to face with the colonel.
Yeah.
Fuck. I would rather lay the fucking eggs instead of getting my head chopped off and getting cooked for dinner. What the fuck?
All right. Well, okay. Well, I mean, think about it on a human basis. So humans, technically, women, in one way, shape, or form, lay eggs, don't they? Because once a month,
true.
Yeah. Once a
they
month.
shed their
Yes.
uterine lining,
Yes.
which is
And sometimes,
there's probably not
and
eggs in that, is there?
There's one egg.
There's one
There's
egg
usually
in there.
one
Okay,
egg.
so like a chicken,
Damn.
once a
Sesame
month
seed
instead of a
size,
day.
though.
Sesame,
It's
they
like
lay
the
a
teeniest
sesame
little
size,
thing, yeah.
but it still fucking hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah, the other part.
yes, it
Listen,
fucking sucks.
Alyssa, we're not here to play back
It
periods.
fucking
Alright,
sucks.
alright.
We're not gonna make it like it's a real thing. Okay,
Okay.
women of the world deal with it every month, right?
Month.
Month.
A month.
Right? You don't have the app,
Yes.
John?
Yeah.
You don't got the app?
You're not on
The flow, yeah.
Yeah, you're
app.
not on Flow guy?
And
course I got the Flow app.
sometimes it's
Exactly.
twice a month.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I mean,
Sometimes it depends on the month.
I've
Trust
heard of
me.
cases. I'm not
Sometimes
gonna
it's twice a
speak
month.
specifically on anyone, but I've heard of cases where, due to certain kind of birth controls, I had a friend where they had the what is it, it's not the implant, like an arm implant. It's like the one that goes
The IUD.
The IUD.
Yes.
Thank you. So they
Oh,
had
yeah.
the IUD,
Yes.
and it's supposed to like semi-regulate your periods, and you're gonna have them not every month, like every 3 months or so. You'll have like a weird one.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
person did not have that experience. They had them almost every week, if not every other day. regular heavy periods. It just didn't make any sense. I felt really bad for her. She was just constantly bleeding. It's just like, that seems, what's the point? Like, what are you doing
That's
this
not
for
normal.
at that point? I feel like it's not doing its job.
Take that shit out.
The
Take that shit
doctors
out.
put
price of raw
something else
dogging.
in you.
That's
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah. The
Damn.
price of raw dogging. Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Hey, one more question. Are you guys gonna have any more after this one?
Oh,
Well, let's see if they announce another
Ooh.
cruise.
Yeah.
Well, QS guy. You gotta get to QS.
Are you gonna try for a girl this time? You gonna hope for a girl?
We kind of hope for a girl both times.
All right.
To be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
true.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things that when
Yeah.
you find out, you're just like, well, I don't care now. As long as he's healthy, I don't care.
Yeah.
But like, obviously,
Yeah.
I think that's why we were having such trouble with picking out a name, because we had a million girl names, but we didn't have any boy names picked out.
Yeah, we were really banking on it this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just, in my head, I was like, well, I already had one. As if it's not 50-50 every single time. I was like, well,
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
got a boy. It'll be a
yeah.
girl, right? Right? No.
Well, you never know. It could change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right before it comes out.
Yeah. Just falls off.
Like that movie
Or like,
Sliced. You ever
you
see
know,
that movie? That was fucked
when
up.
they're older.
Surprise!
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Maybe a third question mark.
Maybe, yeah.
Let's get you to Q
Maybe
West, and then we'll talk about it too.
John and Alyssa's gonna need their own room at the Key West.
With their own jacuzzi tub.
They're gonna make a baby there in Key West.
My whole
I'll tell you what I've been sold on vacation with my in-laws. We don't want to hear you.
Gonna have to put your We're gonna have to put your
No, I don't want to.
You're gonna have to put your earbuds
Yeah,
in.
they're
Nah, I
making
got little
making
ears.
a fucking life in there.
Wannabe.
Yeah, they're making a little bee.
future
Making
wannabe.
bees.
It's
Baby,
fucking
43
it's
little
beautiful. It's
bees.
nature.
All right.
I do not want to hear no headboards.
What if John?
No headboards against the wall. I don't want to hear no moaning and groaning, no monkey noises.
Me and Nick are fucking seeing whose sperm is the fastest. Nick and John and fucking Alyssa. Are
It's gonna sound like there's a
jacuzzi.
silverback gorilla in the other room.
All right.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I can tell you right now, my mother-in-law will be knocking at that door or on those walls saying, I that.
And I'll be like, get out of here. All right, be cool.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Buzz, motherfucker. I love you, Debbie. I'm just kidding.
Debbie's gonna murder
We
you.
might have to
Oh,
cut
yeah.
that out.
Yeah, beep it. Can you beep it,
Yeah,
please?
you might
Just got
have
scared
to.
for you.
Be it.
She might be in some
Buzz that.
serious
Buzz
trouble.
that out.
You might be in some serious trouble. for
She's
that.
gonna drive. She's gonna drive 15 hours to come get John.
So on that Harley, she'll be driving that Harley Davidson of her dumb
You're
ass.
gonna go listen to John.
She listens to
Is
every.
she up to
episode.
date?
Oh.
She's weekly?
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
she's up to date.
Yes, she
You
is.
better beep
Yeah.
that out, Justin.
Yes.
She's not giving me pointers, guy. On
Tell me
what's
this,
going
please.
on,
Beep
guys.
it out because she knows at this point what word it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we can all agree. I mean it.
It wasn't
Justin.
bitch.
She's gonna know exactly what
I'm
you said.
serious this time. You better fucking do it.
Why is it my fault?
Yeah, it's your fault because Debbie, you're talking to me now, Debbie. Debbie, if you heard a word at all in this pod that you didn't like, I
Oh, my
want you to
ears
know
ringing. My ears
that
ringing. She
somebody,
knows.
somebody was responsible for taking that word out, and they
My
deliberately
ear
didn't.
is ringing right now. She knows, bro. She knows.
The
My ear's
option
ringing
to
right
take
now.
that word
She
was
knows.
there, and somebody said,
She's
"No, I
hot
think the
and
word."
heavy right now.
And now you heard it.
Telling
Now it's
you,
like he's-
bro.
It's like he's being
Yeah.
audibly beaten.
Wedding.
All right, be cool. Be cool.
Shut the fuck up.
Buzz, motherfucker.
Pray for John. We're sorry.
She's hot. My mother-in-law's hot, bro. She's
She's dying right now.
Oh.